So we go to an actual six-man tag that I enjoyed quite a bit. It was LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japon,
I'm not going to say it. Los Ingobernables de Japon.
versus Suzuki Gun. Basically what this was, it was a setup for a IWGP heavyweight tag team title match at some point in time in the future with Tetsuya, Naito, and SANADA taking on the Dangerous Tekkers. Thank God. Number one, thank God it's not the Gorillas of Destiny. Also, I thought the match was good. I liked it a lot.
It was alright, yeah.
And don't sleep on BUSHI or DOUKI.
Right.
They're having their own little pseudo rivalry, but at the same time, if it's not for a title, I can't care about it.
I know.
And it's really hard to actually care about it, but it was it was like this weird roll-up. It was a crazy, weird little roll-up for, I think it was actually on Zack Sabre Jr. for SANADA to get the pin. And LIJ won the match, a really nice little, foreshadowing of a great tag team thing. And I like the explanation that the announcers gave, stating that Naito likes it because it's a title that he doesn't have to go for alone.
Right.
And I'm like, great. You have an established main eventer going for a different title, keeping him out of the title scene, but putting him into a title scene. Dig it. I love it. It's such an easy thing. I wish another company did it this easy, but I guess not.
Oh, gee whiz. I wonder what one we're referring to here.
I wonder. So, we are not only making New Japan Pro Wrestling Majestic again, but we're going to make Pro Wrestling Majestic again. Peanut Gallery, let's talk about match numero uno. So, I actually really don't have too much wrong with this.
Nope.
The only thing that I have a criticism of is the fact that they are going to give Dick Togo the opportunity to win a New Japan title
which we talked about.
instead of Chase Owens.
Right.
Why not Chase Owens? Okay, yes, he is not like, sculpted out of granite like yours truly, Tiger High or Kota Ibushi, but at the same time, he has been a loyal worker. He's been
you are delusional.
loyal worker, a great worker. Why? Number one, so they really saved this six-man division, most certainly. I have been more excited about this six-man division for the first time in a very long time. But let's talk about this six-man tag. I love the setup with the tag team. I love it. I think with these two, with Bushi and with at least DOUKI in there is maybe some talk about them being in the heavyweight tag or even the heavyweight title picture, just because they've been on TV constantly, and especially with a high-profile match like this, and they weren't, out of the loop, but the main focus was the tag team. But they just don't want to do the tag team match yet. I think they're going to probably wait until Summer Struggle in Tokyo to do it, which I don't mind. This was fine. I probably would have booked something very similar.
We talked a lot about this match.
Okay,
when we did our initial.
Yes, and if you have not watched it, because we actually do have a lot of new people on this, I'm going to reiterate this. This was one or two matches too fucking late. Yo should have gone for the heavyweight champion last time. Why did they give it to Sho? There's nothing wrong with that, but Yo, just returning, white hot, he should have been the guy to go for it. But they didn't. They did not pull the trigger until now, which kind of lost its luster.
That's just their culture, though. They're very conservative about that kind of shit.
I totally get it, but at the same time, they're trying to cater to that American audience, which the pro wrestling American audience is very progressive in that instance. We want something different. We want something new.
Tell Vince McMahon that.
I know. Oh, God, we're going to talk about that. But, Sho is already a contender. He already went for the belt. He was already great. We needed Yo when he just returned, when they issued the title match. They issued the title match before Sho got the title match. Why? That doesn't make any sense. That was really stupid. But at the same time, this really establishes Roppongi 3K as obvious singles title contenders. Definitely a good showing, and I really liked it. And thank God, because they really need some more heavy hitters on that junior heavyweight division. and I love Taichi Ishimori kind of sneaking in there. He wants to go for the heavyweight title.
Right.
He's a former champion. I kind of wish we saw Phantasmo show that same energy.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like a bitch, which kind of sucks. But we have great contenders on this division. I think they saved it. Do you have anything to go against
Nope,
this?
but I have a lot to say about the next match.
All right. Let's talk about this one. PC Gallery, go ahead.
What interests me most about this is I want to run this by you. What do you think the future of the United Empire is? Because obviously Will Ospreay, who is the leader of DOE, is currently out with an injury. Who do you see as the leader going forward?
Great-O-Khan. Great-O-Khan is the obvious pseudo-leader.
But is he too green to be the... Okay.
I think he is because everybody else
But what is the future of the group? I think that's my biggest question coming out of this match.
I think if they book Great-O-Khan as the leader, it's going to be fine. He has strong promo. He has the Japanese promo, especially because even though that they want to cater to that American audience, he is still Japanese. They run shows in Japan.
Right.
You need that strong promo in Japanese.
Right, and that's the question I asked. So, like with Jeff Cobb, obviously Jeff Cobb ate the pin. But Great-O-Khan made a huge... He's starting to make some huge strides here. And so I want to know...
I think Great-O-Khan...
I think going forward, do you see a possible, perhaps maybe a 6-man tag championship in their future? Something along those lines?
Here's my things, especially...
The challenge is that right now Bullet Club is kind of in that line. Is United Empire going to be not too far behind Bullet Club?
So here's the thing. We did not see Aaron Hanare on this at all.
Right.
And here's the thing. They are obviously pushing the United Empire strong right now.
Right.
They're in big marquee matches.
Yep.
Here's my thing. With Will Ospreay out with an injury, I think they want to put Great-O-Khan in his place for the time being.
Okay.
Do I like the decision? No. I think it should be Jeff Cobb.
I think Great-O-Khan is still too green.
I 100% agree with you. But based on what I've seen and how I know that they book, they're going to try to get that Japanese speaker as
Aaron
at least in
Hanare
that.
up to?
I don't know what he is doing. Because he just joined the United Empire.
Right.
I can see Cobb and Hanare maybe going for for the tag team belts at some point in time later. But I think they want to push Great-O-Khan to heavyweight, and he's not quite there yet.
Right.
They're going to ruin him if they try to do this.
Right.
You cannot fill Will Ospreay's shoes. You just can't.
Not yet.
No. I don't think you can at all. And that's the problem there.
That's the problem that United Empire is facing right now is that
they want to book him so goddamn fast, and that's the issue.
Right. With Will Ospreay is perfect.
Well, because Ospreay was somebody so good in a singles match capacity that you could not ignore him. And when you do it with him, you're going to have a problem.
Right.
And that's the issue. Do not try to replace Will Ospreay. You're going to hurt O'Khan more than benefit your brand.
But if you don't push someone within UE to win a title, you're going to hurt United Empire.
I already told you what you could do with this. Right. O'Khan, here's the thing. O'Khan is probably a never open weight. I would probably have him win never open weight and elevate that title and kind of put him in that same position where he is now. And I think Cobb and Hanare, Cobb even should go for the United States heavyweight title. I don't know why the fuck it's still on Jon Moxley. I have no fucking idea. I think it's kind of annoying that it is still, but it is what it is.
Right.
It's kind of hard to know because the leader of a brand new group got hurt. It's not his fault. It's nobody's fault. That's wrestling for you.
Right, but now you've got that balancing act of what do you hurt? Do you hurt individuals or do you hurt the group? Either way, I think one or the other is going to be affected.
If you play it somewhat safe. Now, with a match like this, you're good. Do not put a title there. Have them have great storylines with really good wrestlers and pull off great matches like this.
But eventually they're going to have to go for 8.
Oh, 100%. But if they do this at least for a month or two, or even like 4 or 5 months, I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
Really.
I guess we'll wait for G1 to see what G1
Right,
does.
exactly. G1 is a great example of this. Here's my thing. Keep in mind, Ospreay was already a main eventer before they already started the United Empire. Matches like this and the quality that they had really builds up a person like Jeff Cobb, like your great Okans. With Hinare is still fairly green, so I think him going for a tag, 6-man tag, or never open weight is totally fine.
Right.
But with somebody like this, you see Jeff Cobb in heavyweight title or United States. I wish the Intercontinental Champion was there, but it is what it is. I think they're doing it right. You gotta play it safe, at least for now. You need to kind of get a because really they were pushing Ospreay with the group.
Right.
With Ospreay out, they really need to put out some feelers about the other members of the group.
And that's what they're doing right now.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't push it too hard.
And I was just curious what your thoughts were on the United Empire.
Right.
Anyways,
let's talk about this one. Okay, so number one, I think Okada kind of talking about what he did was overstepping a little bit. Because he is exclusive to New Japan, and you don't trash the boss on cable. It's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah,
and thank God, number one, thank God they didn't fire him.
Out for a little bit.
Well, I do know Okada is dealing with some nagging injuries like Omega,
right?
Especially with Okada's back. So if he can take a month or two off to kind of R&R that, I don't mind that.
Have him come back at G1, he'll be fine.
Right. Have him come back, start a G1, he'll be good. Keep him out of Kazuya Road, keep him out of Summer Struggle, you'll be fine. Because I believe G1 starts in August.
Yeah.
Perfect time. A month or two off, kind of R&R, regroup, get back into the game stronger than ever. Because I don't think New Japan's product is going to be hurt too bad with Okada not being there. With Shingo, it was the right call. So number one, that belt was fucking enormous on him. Mm-hmm. It was struggling to stay on him. I'm not sure if it was the buckles or just the belt design itself is huge. But I mean, Shingo is not like the biggest of guys. He's like 5'10", 220. I think that's what you said, something around that range.
Yeah.
But you know, he's still fairly fit. But that thing, he was swimming in that damn belt.
Right.
And then obviously with Kota Ibushi coming out there initially to issue that challenge to Shingo was a great idea.
Right.
I probably would have done the same thing, especially with that special singles match out of the way. Ibushi is moving on from Cobb. Cobb will most likely do something else with somebody else, and we have a good program there.
Right.
I wouldn't have booked this any differently. Not because I won the title based on this match, but I feel like for months it was Shingo's time, and
Shingo.
If Shingo lost, I think he would have been dead in the water. I'll just be totally fucking honest with you.
I think that Shingo is probably a transitional champion because they want to put the title back onto what's his name?
Ibushi.
Onto Ibushi.
I really wish you were wrong, but I feel like you're right on that. Yeah. And that really sucks.
That's how predictable it is to me.
Right. And it's like, okay, Ibushi was the transition.
You never know. They always do a thing or two that kind of puts a little swerve in it.
Right.
But as things open back up, I feel like it's going to be a little more predictable again, which I don't like.
Right. We'll really see what happens here with this. All I know is that New Japan is definitely doing it right.
Right.
I love how they're working with the junior heavyweight division. Yep. I think it really came back.
Junior heavyweight 6-man tag. They're looking pretty strong.
Yep.
Heavyweight division.
It's always been very strong. I will say that with Shingo winning it, it's definitely another person in that world heavyweight champion purse that they can pull out if they need like a contender immediately if plans change.
Right.
And Shingo's going to be a good champion no matter what because he's going to pull off 5-star matches all day long like it's fucking candy.
Right.
And I'm glad that Okada did not win, and not because he should have been punished, but he needs a break. There's already a strong enough division where you do not need Kazuchika Okada. I mean, Hiroshi Tanahashi has been out of the world title picture for months and months and months, and that's one of the greatest world champions in all of wrestling.
Right.
So, New Japan's doing it right. That's how you make pro wrestling majestic again and New Japan majestic again. But when we come back, are we going to do yours or are we going to do NXT?
No, we're going to do mine.
Okay.
Heckling from the Heart Camera.
All right, we'll do Heckling from the Heart Camera with Peanut Gallery.